I'm telling you, girl, even just a small oh baby.
Oh baby. I can't even say baby now. Come on, oh baby. No. Is the camera on?
Yes, it's running.
I choose you. I choose you.
You're singing.
I choose
No,
you.
singing.
Here's an icebreaker. We'll ask you guys questions.
I'm totally winning this one.
Edmond, what is also Edna's perfect date night?
Perfect date night.
He's writing so many things. It should be one thing.
I've done. It's one long sentence. It's a dressed up restaurant with wine. Like you need to get dressed up.
Dinner, romance, and wine.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. What was Edmond's proudest moment? That one occasion, one achievement that you can think of.
Just quick clap. Oh, why am I getting the difficult question? Okay, so I'm gonna say because I have a doctor's handwriting. It is basically saying finding his path in Christ. That's where I saw him really just being like, okay, I'm gonna become a pastor. I'm so proud of myself for taking this journey. And then with his new job, I really see him having that I'm proud of myself for doing this moment.
Cool.
That's yours.
Graduation.
Really?
Yep. I'm the first in my family to ever graduate.
Come on now.
But this is years ago.
Yeah. But the second one, God saved. I actually wanted to write Upper Room.
Oh, but then then the
Then
first ones were together, the finding himself.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that-
Because initially it was just supposed to be for one answer.
Yeah,
So you
because I
had to
actually
like-
didn't think about our graduations. It was
Yeah.
that one. It's almost. But yeah, the second one.
Yeah.
works.
We have it. Nice.
We have it.
Yeah.
Let's get my card.
Okay, Edmond, I'm gonna ask you a very difficult question.
I supply.
What is Edna's dream holiday destination?
Dream holiday.
Like one.
At Cape Town and Paris. 100%.
Paris has always been the city of love.
Yeah.
Who does not want to see Paris, guys?
Yeah. And kiss under the Eiffel Tower.
Exactly.
Okay, last one. What's that one thing that makes Edmond cry? Apart from death.
Yeah, apart from death.
Apart from death.
Oh.
Okay, that one I know.
No?
Let me just know how to write it.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of crying.
Okay, what I wrote down is not being able. And I would say this because he's not able to what makes him really unhappy, or what would bring him to that point, is that he feels like he can't make a situation better, or not having the ability to just make something better. So I've seen that with him, where he would actually break down to say that, you know what, I really want to do all of this to help, but I just can't do it, or I don't know how to do it. And the first time we did that was about your mom. Then we're at the river, at that, what's the dam, and you just broke down.
That's
So
true.
I think that's
true.
your.
I have an issue with not being able to provide.
Okay. We want you guys to tell us how you guys met.
We met at NAST. We were in the same class. I sat next to her at the front. I used to send them to go buy for me fat cakes and things, sweets and things. So she would sit next to me, and I was in my player season during that time. So I would always show her messages from the various girls, as well as some explicit content from the various girls. And she would always tell me, just stop cheating, stop cheating, stop cheating. And so what then happened was I had to move I had to relocate from my previous flat to another one. And the person I was dating at the time, I told her that, listen, we're moving this week, so please be ready so that we can move. And she said, cool, we move. So on the Wednesday, I was like, okay, I'm moving today. Where are you? She's like, nah, she's with her mom, drinking coffee or tea, whatever it is. And I said, okay, cool, but I'm moving. So I started moving. And I moved. The person never came. At the end of it, what then happened was she calls me at the end of the day. I already moved. I'm now in the new place. She calls me at the end of the day and she's like, oh, are you moving? Are you still moving? And I'm like, we're already done. I'm gone. And I broke up with her. That was it. I told her it's done. We're done. It's finished. And she probably thought I was making a joke. But we broke up. That Wednesday night, I told her I'm done. This is not a relationship anymore. Then the Thursday night, or the Thursday, I just randomly decided to text this one. I was like, want to go out?
It wasn't a text, yeah.
No, it was a text.
It was in class.
No, it wasn't in class. It was a text.
You asked me at class.
No, it was a text. So I texted, I said, let's go out. Then maybe she should say that when I asked her out, she had decided to say no.
The way it happened for me, my cousin would sit next to him in class and we'd always be there, and he'd send us to the shop and we'd say like, no, but what are we getting out of it? And he'd be like, you can buy yourself something. So he was working while studying and we were just first years, so we were broke. So he would always like buy us food as well. So we'd always get up and go and buy the stuff for him, and in return we'd also get something to eat. And I think from there,
I asked you out.
No, from there we were in the class, and it was that whole. He would always show me pictures. He would always tell me about his life. We were actually friends on how I would say it, because we were talking, and I would try and advise him. And then after then someday he just asked me out. He was like, "Okay, give me a number. I want to take you out." And I actually laughed at him. I laughed and I was like, "Nope, nope. I know you. I know Edmund. I know how he is. I don't want." I was in a relationship, and the day we actually broke
every
up,
Friday to that
person
relationship. Every Friday.
When we broke up, he was the one in class. I came into class and I sat down, and he looked at me and he went, "Shekhalos," which is still. And I was so annoyed. So this was that person asking me out, and I was like, "Nope. Nope, not me and you. I don't want you." And I went home. And I actually told my sister, and then I think that's when he texted me. And I told my sister, okay, Edmund asked me out. And I said, it's cool, you can come get me in town.
I took her out.
I found him. He came and got me. And I'm expecting restaurant, quality time, trying to make a move. Where does this guy take me? To a bar.
Sevedalan bar. To be specific.
To a bar. It was with all his friends, and it was not a date. It was a bar. And that was even more, that was now really a testament to show that we are not supposed to be together. That was now just saying, no, this one is supposed to be a friend. So we got there and there was just nothing. I think personally, both of us knew there was no physical attraction. There was just nothing. There was no love at first sight.
So just a bit of background. The Thursday night, the night before, after I moved here,
yes,
we were chilling with the guys, and we ended up with this group of girls, and one of the girls was with me that night. So we were already together. Now the Friday, this person feels that she still wants to be with me.
The other girl.
Yeah, and I don't want. So that was the issue. I don't want. So when she came, I told her, listen, there's this girl that's on my case and I don't want. So can we just act as if you're my girlfriend?
First date.
Can you just act as if you're my girlfriend? And she agreed. And so the girl came and she's like, I'm like, set me cherry, stop this.
And this girl.
So the girl is like, she doesn't believe. She does not believe.
She's told us, I don't believe it. She came and sat here in front of us and she's like, nope.
I don't believe it. I don't buy it.
And we sat there and we were like, what do we do now?
So we're like,
we're together. We were like, and you know most when you guys are lying, but the person is like, nope. And she was not aggressive. She just came and sat and she was like, I said, not true. It's not true. This is my man. It's not true. And then we had to turn and look at each other and we had to pretend to kiss.
We kissed.
And pretend to like each other.
We kissed.
So we looked at each other and we kissed.
And the
it
person
was like,
enjoyed.
no, don't even spice it. It was like we kissed and there was nothing. We were just like,
Nah, there was something.
I'm not on the first one. And then we also had a mutual friend there, a guy from class. So he came and he was like, what the hell is going on with you two? Why are you guys kissing? And we're like, man, we're busy here telling this person we're dating. And he's also laughing at the whole situation. And we kissed and it was also like, no man. And then we now had to pretend. It was Franz, ne? And we had to pretend not to have any, or pretend to be dating. Let me clarify it.
Then we went to, what's the place called in Moscow? Happenings.
Club
so
Happening.
We went to Happenings. I think there she got nicely
there I was drunk.
And she started dancing. And she started kissing me. And it was good.
I was still in the role.
And it was good. It was so good. Then we went home to my place. FYI, just for your information.
We always argue about this.
This person came ready to sleep over. In her handbag, she had pajamas. So I was like, oh, this person came already with intentions.
I'm gonna clarify this. Guys, I stay in Simabasia. Simabasia is like from Karatura, Simabasia, it's far. We mentioned this is after 12. How am I gonna go home? This person does not have a car.
Where were you going to sleep?
Was I supposed to take a taxi? So usually we'd go sleep in Komasdal at my aunt's house. So I was thinking, okay, if I go home, I'll go sleep in Komasdal. He can at least drop me there instead of having to take me all the way to Simabasia or I take a taxi. And then I had my overnight bag. Fine.
Ready.
It was late because he told me he had to drive at 4, ne?
Yeah, the next morning I
had to drive to the north at 4. We were at the club till 2. So from 2 o'clock, he was like, okay, let's just go to my place. We came there, and this is Edmund. Edmund is my friend. I've known him for years now. He kissed me on the forehead. I slept.
We slept.
I put on my pajamas. He was like, oh, you have pajamas. Why do you have pajamas? And I was like, no, I was planning to go sleep somewhere. And then I slept. And then at 4 o'clock, he woke up. And he kissed me on my forehead. And I was like, please lock the flat. Look after the flat. I'm going. I'm like, why is this nigga wifing me? I'm like, okay. Okay, Chomi. This is me from my parents' house. I'm like, look after my flat.
You brought whole pajamas.
I'm like, okay, nigga went. I continued sleeping, woke up at 6 or 8. I got up and I'm there at this guy's flat. I'm like, okay.
It is what it is.
I remember my friend in class was like, it's a, but much be Edmund's flick. I'm like, no, I'm just checking the plants, and I had to go buy a lock for the gate or something. So yeah, I did that week. But that whole week, somebody was making his moves, and then somebody said,
we were talking
give me a chance.
We were talking like every day until 1 or just late.
The whole day.
Like I went for court cases, but I was just on the phone the entire time, and yeah. So finally, while I'm that side, she then decided, okay, cool, we're gonna try it out.
So, what were your first impressions of each other?
First impression was, like I said, we were not love at first sight. We were not. I think that's the one thing that always shocks me about us is there was just no love at first sight. We were friends, or I would say we were friends. We were just classmates. We were the realest dudes with each other, and there was no romantic feelings as the first. That was not me.
I thought this kid is so skinny.
She didn't like the way I looked. He was not. He's not.
So skinny.
Guys, I've never dated a black guy, ne? Like, what I mean by black is dark in complexion. I've never dated a dark in complexion guy. He's the darkest boyfriend. Even my sister said that the other day. They're like, "This what the man gaan through." Fun. It's always my color, my complexion, or but lighter, and so it was a totally different person. And even with him, my sisters would say, "But you're not the way that you always." And I was like, "No, but this is a different kind of love." So it was just, first impression wise, it was not, I was not his typical type
You're
of
skinny.
flavors.
And you weren't.
You smack. I was
She's
not.
skinny.
wasn't.
And he wasn't mine. I wasn't
I'm
his.
about
He
booty.
liked big girls. It was like opposites totally attracted here. So that was the weirdest thing about our.
The question was, how did you guys know?
Yeah. So how I knew was, she dumped me for no reason. Like we're 3 months in, and she dumped me. Apparently, I'm too serious. That was her reason. I'm too serious, and she just needs to be on her own to try and figure out her things. And me and my friends were like, she wants to go finish her things. She has someone in mind, and she wants to check it out.
For Babas?
For Barbas and so forth. So yeah, so during that period, I think I knew that Ash, this is the one. This is the girl that's mine. I did funny things like send flowers.
Never do that.
No, I don't.
How I knew was, and that's probably why I had the whole breakup, because on our
So
it was
bitter.
on our, I think it was the first, when we, okay, it was around in the early seasons of our dating. We were sitting in the car one day, and I was basically telling him about my three. I'm a planned person. I like to write my stuff down. I like to organize things. So in our I told him about my 3-year plan. And I told him, this is what I want, this is what I want. I always told my parents I'm going to get married early. I want to get married 25. I'm married 24. Vroeg. So I always had that. And I told him that day in the car. We were sitting in the car and I was like, this is my 3-year plan. What does he do? He takes out his wallet. And in his wallet he had a paper written, my 3-year plan. And in that 3-year plan stood everything he wants to achieve and when he wants to get married. After 2 years of being with each other. And I also told him the same thing, because I told him I just came out of a 4-year relationship and I don't want to be with someone for that long before getting married again. And he took out that paper. On the paper it said, date for 2 years, get married. And that's when I knew. That's when I was like, yeah,
No way.
it's this one.
Yeah.
But the same guy that I'm saying is this one is not 2 years. We got married after 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Because the same guy, and that was with the delays, ne? Because he asked me so soon and it was just fast. So he would show up at home. Now imagine my parents are strict, and this was the first guy that I'm actually willing to bring home. But with my time and with when I decide, nope.
I'm not in those things.
Boyfriend Yaka comes at home, puts on sirens because he's with the police car. And that's not to say that
I want
we come
people
out.
to know
Then we
that
come
I
out.
went with her.
And I want to come out and just run to the car, and my dad is, what is? And I'm like, in the car, drive. And the one day I actually told him, wait for me at the corner. I'm coming.
I don't do
When
those
I
things.
came out of the house, he's in the yard greeting my parents.
I don't do those things.
Talking to my parents, introducing himself as the person and as my friend. That in Damra you must say,
Did
I'm,
talk.
yeah, I'm her friend. So my parents already clicked. And my dad was used to tell me, oh, the city police car that's standing outside. The city police car. And so already then I was just dodging questions. So yeah.
What has marriage taught you guys about yourselves?
For me, I've always done things my own way. I've always been, if I don't like it, I don't do it kind of guy. I've just always been that way. And the longer I've been married, I don't know. I think I'm compromising more. I'm more understanding of things. It's no longer my way or the highway. I think for me it's more, I compromise more, but it's not like in the past when you compromise and you are all moody the whole day because you compromised over a certain thing. But now I understand why I need to compromise a few things to make sure that my wife is happy, my kids are happy, and it brings joy to me. I think I'm more happier to compromise, to cut back on a few things that I need to be doing for myself in order to either spend time with my family or allow my family to to do something else in that time slot. Recently, I started doing dishes in the mornings, like the Saturdays, or like today was the Sunday I did dishes. So I'm starting to understand in marriage that I also need to bring that part, because initially we were brought up thinking just like as long as you provide, you bring food, put food on the table, you are done. But now more and more I'm thinking of, okay, how can I help her? I don't know, maybe the Lord has spoken to me in that area, but yeah.
I think marriage has just given me strength that I didn't know. And this is from, I think women would agree with me from a woman's perspective. You always feel like, why should you have to do everything, and why should you have to be, so I think it has shown me what I'm capable of without me thinking that that's the case. I think in depth we don't have the understanding when you're dating as to when you're married, because when you're married it's different. The things that you face in marriage is different. The way certain things might be the same, but the way that you face it is different. So things that would easily make you think that this relationship I could just give up, or I can just like leave this relationship, get up and go. In marriage you can't do that. So because you can't do that in marriage, you have to find a way around it. So I think that's what marriage has taught me.
I've learned that I have unlimited support from my wife. Like I sometimes think that in my wife's eyes I can do anything. Like I'm capable of achieving anything, and that gives me the drive, to, even if I know that deep down, it is here, you will struggle, but just knowing that the person has so much trust and faith in you, you just go out and try and do it and try and achieve it, and I'm better able to pursue my dreams, pursue my passion, because I know that she supports me fully. So that support is, you don't normally just find it.
If you guys are comfortable, what has been your lowest in your marriage, and how did you guys overcome it?
Mine is easy, or for me, I was fired from my previous job, and all of a sudden I felt like I had nothing. I was nothing. And in as much as I had a company and I was trying to do my business and so forth, you sort of, it really works on a person's self-esteem when you get fired. It tells you that you are useless. It's like you are nothing. Okay? And in that period of being fired, my wife was there for me fully during this period that I was not having a steady income, but she stuck by me, and it was a very, very difficult period, not just financially, because of all those baggages that come with being fired. You tend to withdraw yourself emotionally, physically. Things are just not the same. I start stressing on her for no reason. I feel like a burden because I'm just at home, and she needs to go and come back and so forth. So yeah.
So during that time I also feel like there's a lot, and it's about the sacrifices and about the what. So a lot of that was for me now a hard part in the marriage, because we both in a profession of communication doesn't mean that it's easy for us to communicate. And because he's a very strong character as well, and I've told him
communicators are worse communicators at private lives
than they are. So we struggle, and I think even till today we struggle a lot. Yeah, I think that was for me I think we even had a dinner or date or lunch, or I don't know what I would call that date, where we just sat and we talked, and I even asked him, do you even like me? And he couldn't answer, and it was just
the day you were just crying.
That day was for me my break point where I went, I'm done. But then that's marriage. You gotta come back. You cannot just be done and run. Where are you running to? You need to come back, and you need to sit, and yeah,
that was a low. Yeah, but I
We had
think
low seasons.
yeah, but it was the 2 year period. Eh?
Yeah, it was within.
We had a 2 year period that was very, very difficult, and I must admit I was not my best. I was not at my best. I think as she mentioned with the crying, I don't do well when I don't have the capacity to provide.
Yeah.
And I've always been a guy that I should provide. I should be the one that gives, and not being able to do that, it has a very bad effect on me.
So, in all of these challenges, the lows, whatever, what do you guys admire about each other?
She's kind. she's kind. She's absolutely kind.
I think from my side, I'd say you're very encouraging, but that's not the first thing I want to say about you. The first thing I would lean on is that you're there, you are accountable, and with that I actually mean that you provide me with the support I need to be who I am supposed to be. And as much as you push me, you give me what I need to push with. It's not like you just tell me go for it and you just leave me in the wind. You always push me. I think that makes you that's why I always say you're that extrovert outside, but inside the house you're
I'm
that
an
introvert. Because outside you tend to be there for people more than you would see or more than you'd notice. And that's the same thing you would do for me. It's like you'd switch between me being your wife and me being me. And you'd actually handle me as either one of your clients or as someone that you would just like to build up and help up. And I think that's also why it works so well together, because you give me that accountability, you give me that stability, and you give me that drive and encouragement.
Oh, aren't you sweet?
So yeah. You were asking me the other things.
Yeah.
What I think about you.
Yeah, and you never answered.
Yeah, there's your answer.
You guys need to come on here and do that. Okay, how do you guys get fixed spicy in your marriage?
Okay, I think I think my husband might even learn things that doesn't know. Oh, okay.
So for us, I always take the lead. I always take the lead.
I think we're still growing. Intimately, we're still growing, because intimately we started off as friends, or started off knowing each other before being attracted. So I think during the time that we got married and stuff, we were on top of each other like rabbits. And then we had kids. So with kids, immediate block. So also we need to find, I think this year or last year, Christmas and stuff, we had our alone. Was it New Year's Day? It was New Year's, we were alone, and we could totally just enjoy each other. So there we could, like, I think we work best when we're alone. So now we need to adjust as to when we're not alone, how to find our groove. So especially now that the boys are older, the boys can get uncomfortable. The other day we were naked in the room, we were just getting dressed, and the one came in and just turned around, and my dad was like, Ethan, and he's like, nope.
Yeah,
nope.
But he read my mind. I wanted to.
It's not true. We were getting ready to go back.
So he came in and he quickly turned around. I was like,
so keeping it spicy is a difficult question for us, because we're not really spicy, in all honesty.
I'm spicy. Kapana spice. I'm spicy.
In all honesty, we are finding our feet in spice. Maybe spice is something else most.
Talk about your own boringness. It's not me. I'm not. But I'm spicy. Kapana spice.
I think spicy. Okay, Maria. Intimately, how we do keep it alive.
The reason is we keep it alive when it's my season. Then we are alive. The person must just find their own season.
So, for someone who has given up on love, who doesn't believe in marriage, because for some reason they've been hurt, they've heard negative stuff about marriage, what are your opinions about marriage? Why don't you tell that person?
They are lying to you. They are lying to you. Marriage is a great thing. Two is better than one, always. Two is always better than one. I always find myself, when I need to do something, or I need to step into a certain phase, and then we have a discussion, and she would tell me, but why don't you try this, and I'll be like, just not that I don't want. And she can testify. I would say no, and then the next moment I'll be doing what she had said. And I think that in itself, if you were alone in life, you don't have that in your life. If you just work on it, if you work on your marriage, you get out what you put into it. That's basically it. So it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Marriage is good. Marriage is fulfilling. Marriage has a lot of reward. And most people that are successful in life are married. Just do a little bit of research. Or there are men that ask, how do I become successful? But the answer is in the Bible. The Bible says, treat your wife well and keep her happy, and you will be successful. It's written in black and white in the Bible. The secret to success is that treat and keep her happy. That's it. Happy.
Yeah. It's not as easy said as done, but it's worth it. Yes, it's so worth it.
I love you. I know that I would not get what I get from you from anyone else. You challenge me a lot, and that makes me greater. And I know with you by my side, I'm always going to be as good as I think I am. Therefore, I love you, and I choose you. I choose you. I choose you.
No. Don't say. I love you. I love everything about you, even your bad manners. But I love you, and I think you make me be a better version of myself. So I think that's it for me. You honestly make me a better person. You give me what I need when I need it, and yeah, you're my person. Wait. It doesn't say kiss me.
Must I choose you?
Well, yeah. I think that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know.
We got so great behind the footage.